Hey YouTubers and other fellow Grand Valley crew people. I am Bryce Baxter and this is my wife Hannah.
Hi guys, we are excited to make this video to kind of share with you guys what's going on in our world. We're sad that we can't be with you guys in person. It's been different being apart, especially with little kids, just in all the different seasons that we have. Being like constant Google, the source of their activities and questions, is fun but tiring at times. And I feel like what God's been teaching me and been reminding me of is that He is a purposeful God, and He knew that this was going to come. He knew this was going to happen. He knows how it will resolve, and He knew that for the last part of this semester, this school year, that we would be apart. And I like to know why. I feel entitled to that oftentimes, specifically with God. And I feel like in this season of being kind of stripped away of life outside of my home, I have to get creative and look for ways that God is calling me to see Him at work. Whether that's in talking with my kids, like Zeke just asked the other day, like, "Mom, what does blessed mean?" And I was like, "Okay, let's talk about that." And just seeing opportunities that God has put before me. I've been reading through Ephesians and just slowing down to see the beauty of the gospel in Scripture, and seeing God's character in that reminds me of His love and His faithfulness to us. And I've been thinking about Old Testament stories like in Joseph, or like his life had a lot of ups and downs, and like a lot of questions of why. I would ask if I were in his scenario. But God had great purpose in that, and I think I've just been looking for the purpose, God's purpose in things, and not like where is it or what is it, but like the beauty in the sunrise. I've been getting into a better habit of waking up before the boys and seeing the sunrise, and even in the sky, seeing kind of the changing of night to daytime, and the rainbow that is in Scripture that reminds us of God's promise, God's faithfulness to us. And that's been something that's been super subtle, and in this season of slowing down and giving me more space and time to see those kinds of things. Yeah, I can share from there.
Yeah, I think that this pandemic, the Rona, has been a little scary for me at times. Many times I've spiraled where I just start to freak out more and more. Yeah, so I was talking to somebody today, telling them I don't know why it's in me that I think that I'm going to be the next Rick Grimes from Walking Dead, but you know, what I do to keep me grounded or centered. I've been studying Daniel recently, and that was kind of I think a divine thing set up by God, because the whole book of Daniel is Daniel faced with, and others faced with, moments where you think God is dead or lost or overpowered, caught off guard. But the overall theme of that, and you see God subtly working, and sometimes in more abrupt ways working, that He still reigns and that He's still in control and is sovereign, and Daniel being faithful to that, and a witness to others through that. And so I think like that's something that's been comforting, is knowing that like even though things have been crazy, things are not going the way that I thought this rest of the semester would go. God is in control. God is working, and He's faithful. And so I think that's something that I've taken comfort in. Some other things that I've done is just pray. Like we both take like 5 minutes in the morning of just silence and prayer. And before I went grocery shopping the other day, I just breathed, because that's important. Starting to freak out about that. And then something that I think that I really and always desire is, what is the appropriate response as Christians to something like this, or to current events? In this weird, there's a couple of people I follow on Instagram, and they just made this account like last week, and they live stream every day for 30 minutes. It's a bunch of minority Christian leaders, and it's called Chasing Justice, all together, and then underscore at the end.
You can tag it.
But it's been really helpful. It's not my favorite format. It's a live video, so it goes away after 24 hours, and you can't like skip around. But I have a ton of time on my hands, so watching a 30-minute video right now versus a month ago is much easier. So it's been really helpful to understand and what is the appropriate response for me as a Christian who still makes an income, who is definitely impacted by this pandemic, but maybe not to the same extent as those in lower incomes, those who have been laid off, those who don't have housing or health insurance, or live paycheck to paycheck, so they don't have the funds to just stock up or hoard groceries. And so what can I do? How can I use my privilege? So yeah, that's been really good. Here comes our kids. They found us.
Come here, Zeke. Want to say hi? These are to the students. We're making a video for students.
This is to all our YouTubers. Can you say, hey, YouTubers?
Hey, YouTubers.
Ah,
That's a funny word.
it is,
That's a
isn't
funny
it?
word. How old are you, Zeke? 2. And when's your birthday? When's your birthday? When is it? You will be 3. When? What day?
That's downstairs.
Is it on July 4th? Yep, this is life. Gonna roll with the punches sometimes. There's Josh. Okay, we're back. I was gonna say that the post that GV Crew did a day or two ago about how when Paul was writing, the Apostle Paul, not our team leader, Paul, was writing a lot of his letters to the church. He was often either in home prison or in prison. And he made the most of his time. And so just thinking of like, what are ways I can make the most of my time? Like, and challenging you guys, well, how can you make the most of your time? Who would have guessed you would be living back in an environment with adults or family or extended family or friends, as opposed to what a month ago looked like? And how can you love and serve those people well? How can I love and serve my kids well? How can I see God's purpose in the beauty of the time He's given me with them? FaceTime friends, family. I don't know what else to say. I lost my train of thought.
We can just end it.
Okay.
All right. Have a great day.
All right, guys.
Enjoy the email. Check out that Instagram story account thing.
Cool.
Peace, YouTubers.
Bye.